And I like the whole idea of becoming a resource because this isn't necessarily just about finances. This is about transformation. This is about completely changing your identity and making yourself more valuable to the world and also to yourself. A resource is simply a stock of money or supply that keeps an organization or a person functioning properly. And I really just wanted to touch up on this today, bro, because we have to see the value in ourselves before anyone else will. We live in a world where people are constantly looking for ways to top the next person or to stand out. And if you're out here and you're not knowing your value, then you'll easily be overlooked. No matter who you are, no matter your career, no matter what you do, if you do not see the value in yourself, if you do not hold yourself to certain standards, nobody will. That's why you see people out here with millions and millions and millions of dollars getting taken advantage of because they don't see the value in themselves. They may just have the funds to be on the platform or wherever else that they are in life. But, money don't make you. Money is just something that adds on to what you already are. And that's something that so many people get confused on because we get so caught up in trying to acquire these worldly, materialistic items that once we get it, we realize that not only is this something that doesn't even make us, but this isn't nowhere near what we thought it was. It isn't something that is going to make anyone appreciate you or even like you even more. If anything, it's just going to bring more snakes and people that are out here to get you into your life. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to become the best version of yourself, but in order to acquire the resource, we must become the resource. And you become the resource by simply putting yourself in the position to acquire it. Quick little story time about when I bought my first house, bro. I had people in my ear telling me, you're young, you should focus on building, you should focus on this and other things that, I had going on at that time. But I had my mind made up that in order to get to the point where I would be financially stable enough to provide for a family, that I needed to start my real estate little thing and get that off the ground, bro. And of course there's hardships and of course there's difficulties along the way, bro, but anything that you do in life, you're going to face challenges. Nothing is necessarily just going to be a walk in the park, and if it is a walk in the park, more than likely it's not worthwhile. So I had to program myself that, hey, there's never going to be a perfect time for anything, and I have to allow myself to go through these motions in order to get what I want out of life. So when I first bought my house, I understood that my house was the tool or the quote unquote resource that I needed in order to become the resource, in order to acquire the financial freedom that I'm trying to acquire. Of course, it's not going to just take one house or maybe even two. You have to just be persistent and build up from that. But you have to start somewhere in order to become the resource that you want to acquire. And all life is about, in the simplest term, is just exchanges. You have to exchange something in order to get something back. Sacrifices. In order to get the best version of yourself, let's say you're working out, you have to sacrifice your time and your energy in order to get the body that you want. In order to get paid from a job, you have to sacrifice the time and you have to put in the work in order to get paid. So it's the same just like in life, bro. You have to think of life as like an exchange, like a market, bro. Anything that you do, you have to give something in order to get something. You should never just go through life just trying to take, bro. Because if you're steady taking, bro, you have to eventually learn that you have to put something back into the world so that you can get the good karma that you may need, or just get the right stuff that you need back into your life, bro. Like I said before, in order to get something, you have to give something. This could be family situations, this could be living environments. So if you're living in a specific area that you may not want to live in, bro, and you have dreams to go out and live in a city, let's say you live in a country, you have to give up that country life in order to acquire that city life that you want to acquire. But you have to start somewhere, and you have to understand that, one, it's not going to be easy, and two, it is a sacrifice. And a lot of people are not going to agree with your decision, but as long as you have your mind made up and you have a set plan for your future, then you will be fine. Trust in yourself, trust in your ability to make decisions for your life. Trust that, when you say that you're going to do something, you're going to do it by any means necessary, and there's nothing that anyone else could say that is going to change your mind on that. And I became a resource by simply providing value to people, bro. And by this, I simply mean that you have to give people something in order to get something back. You have to be that resource or that tool that people constantly look at as valuable. Hey, he's someone that I need. He's someone that's a great worker. He's someone that does this and this and that for me, so I need him in my life. once you learn how to provide people value, those are all things that are eventually going to come back into your life tenfold and make your life 10 times easier. Not only are you a resource, but you're helping people along the way, bro. You're doing good and you're putting good out into the world. And the complicated part about this is you have to understand that not everyone has the same values. And this isn't something that's easy, bro. Providing yourself value and providing the world value are two different things. We naturally, are going to do for ourselves. We're naturally, I don't want to say self-centered because not everyone is self-centered, but we tend to do things that suits us first before we start to do things for the world. And this is fine, but we just need to understand that we need a proper balance, and we have to be putting out into the world just as if we're putting into ourselves. Find ways to provide the world value, bro. Go be a high achiever. Do something different. Stand out. Eliminate the fear of failure. Really just put yourself in a position to just break through anything that you're going through, bro. Be a resource no matter what friendship, no matter relationships, it's no matter where you are, workplace. You have to learn how to be valuable. You have to learn how to be a resource, because if you're a resource, then people will always need you no matter what goes on. And a good way to maintain this is eliminated opinion based thoughts. We tend to get in these workspaces and we tend to go through life very opinionated. As humans, we have our opinions, and those opinions dictate where we may end up in life. But if we can learn to eliminate our opinions and make logical decisions, then we're more likely to become a resource. And not only are we more likely to become a resource, but we're more likely to last. It's more worthwhile because we're taking our emotions out, we're taking our opinions out, and we're allowing ourselves to be this resource or this tool that people need. And that puts us in a position to just thrive. But if you made it to the end of the video, man, I appreciate you. Man, like I said, there's so many things that you could do to become a resource, but all of those things start internally, and then naturally, they'll just start to become who you are. But you have to start by simply just providing people value, understanding that you have to give something in order to get something. And you should never just go around and just take handouts from people, because that's not how the world works. And if you are in a position where you're fortunate enough to constantly have people give you stuff and give you stuff, be thankful, but just train yourself that, hey, in the real world, it does not work like this. So I'm going to try to minimize the amount of handouts that I'm getting. And then this will set you up for the real world. But like I said, man, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you, man. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay, and I'm out of this thing.